Hello friends, welcome to another video. In today's video we will talk about Forex, commodities, indices and cryptos, and we will talk about price action, technical analysis, chart breakdown, potential trading setups and the different confluences that we have for these trading setups. So we are going to start with the AUDUSD. And now starting from the AUDUSD, we are going to start from here: low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, higher, high, as the price broke and closed above the previous high. Then we made a higher low, which is higher as compared to the previous low, and then the price broke and closed above the previous high. So we made a higher high, but this high is very close to the previous high, so we are not going to look for long trades here. If we get a more convincing breakout to the upside, break and close, then we can wait for a potential a pullback to this recent broken zone, and accordingly we can go to the lower time frames H4 and H1, look for some kind of bullish price actions in order to go long in this market. That's going to be the one scenario. If that doesn't happen, we can also wait for the price to come lower than this one and come to this low, and accordingly, as you can see, this is a zone which has been retested a couple of times in the past, so this is going to be a strong support zone. In that scenario, we will wait for a pullback to this particular zone, and if we find some kind of bullish rejections in this zone, then accordingly we can look long as well. So these are going to be the possible scenario of the AUDUSD. Next we will talk about the New Zealand USD. Starting from here, we have the low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. Then the price broke and closed above the previous high. We made a higher high, then higher low, which is higher as compared to the previous low. Then the price broke and closed above the previous high. Now we made a high, but it's like a bear break and close above the previous high. This is not enough to look for long trades in this zone, and as you can see, the price is consolidating here at this high. So right now, if we talk about in terms of the trading opportunity, then if the price keep going higher and hit this resistance zone, as you can see, this is a resistance zone which has been retested a couple of times, so it's going to be a strong resistance zone. If the price hit this resistance zone, accordingly we can go to the lower time frames and look for some kind of bearish price action, and as this will be a counter trend trade because the price is making higher highs and higher lows now, and if we look for any kind of short trades, that will be the counter trend trade, but we can keep our target profit very small, and depending upon the price action of the H4 and H1, by finding some bearish price action, we can look for short trades in this zone. That's going to be the possible scenario for the New Zealand USD. On EURUSD, as we can see, starting from here, on USD, starting from here, we have low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high. Now lower, low, and then the price reaches the previous, or against the recent broken zone, and we already got rejected, or we got some rejections in the zone. So this move could have been caught on the lower time frames H4 and H1. Anyways, for now on the daily time frame, because the price already got rejected from this zone. So if we talk about the possible trading setup, then if the price retests this zone, as we can see, this is going to be a zone which has been retested a couple of times in the past, so it's going to be a strong support zone. So if the price hit this strong support zone, then we can expect some kind of bounce in this strong support zone, and accordingly we can go to lower time frames H4, H1, minute 15, look for some kind of bullish price actions and go low, and definitely we will keep our target profit very short, because this is going to be a counter trend trade as the price is making lower lows and lower highs, and we are going to look for long trades. So we will keep our target profit very short by finding out trades on the lower time frame H4, H1 and minute 15. So that's going to be the possible scenario on EURUSD. Next we are going to talk about GBPUSD, GBPUSD. Starting from here, we have the low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, same low, lower, high, and then we had lower low, and the price retested the previous resistance or the lower high scenario of this downtrend and already got rejected from this zone. So if we talk about the possible trading setup in this market, then one possibility is we can wait for the price to break and close above the previous high. In that situation, we can wait for a pullback into the recent broken zone, and accordingly we can go to lower time frames and look for some kind of bullish price actions to go long. That's going to be a scenario in this market. Otherwise, if the price keep going lower and continue to make lower low, or you can say break and close below the previous low, then this is going to be a strong support zone, as it has been retested a couple of times. So if the price keep going lower, we are going to wait for the price to hit this zone, and accordingly, once the price hit this zone, we can go to lower time frames, look for some kind of bullish price actions in order to find some kind of bounce and go long on the lower time frames, H4, H1 and minute 15. So that's going to be the possible scenario that we can look for on GBPUSD. Next week we talk about USDCAD. USDCAD, starting from here, we can say we have high low, high high, high low, high high, and then the price broke and closed below the previous low, or you can say the higher high, higher low structure on the daily has been broken, and now because we broke and closed below the previous low, so now I waited for the price, or you can say I was waiting for the price to just retest this zone and then accordingly to look for potential short trades. But actually, as we can see, the price consolidated here for some time, and I think it's barely touched this zone as well. So right now I'm a little bit skeptical about looking a short trade in this zone, but a possible trading opportunity can be if the price keep going lower and hit this zone, which is going to be a support zone. And as we can see, historically this has been retested a couple of times, so it's going to be a strong support zone. So if the price is this zone, we can expect some kind of bounce. Accordingly, we can go, once the price is this zone, we can go to lower time frames, H4, H1, minute 15, look for some kind of candlestick patterns or chart patterns or bullish price actions to go long in this market. Again, because the price is making lower lows and lower highs kind of structure, so it will be considered a counter trend trade. So we will keep our target profit very short. So that's going to be the scenario on the USDCAD. Next, if we talk about USDJPY. USDJPY starting from here, we are going to say high, higher low, higher high. This was the zone, or you can say which it was a very strong resistance zone. So once the price is this zone, like we could have put this move on the lower time frames, actual short moves. Anyways, for now, as we are making higher highs and higher lows, so if the price reaches this recent broken zone, then accordingly, once the price is this zone, we can go to lower time frames, H4, H1, minute 15, look for some kind of bullish price actions to go long in this market. That's going to be a possible scenario. Otherwise, we can also wait for the price to break and close above this strong resistance zone. And once that happens, we can wait for a pullback into this recent broken zone. And once that happens, we can go to lower time frames, H4, H1, minute 15 to go long after we find some kind of bullish price actions. So these are going to be two possible scenarios on USDJPY. Next, we are going to talk about natural gas. So natural gas, guys, starting from here, we had a high low, high high, higher low, high high, higher low. Then we made a high, you can say higher high, higher low, and right now the price between this high and this low. So as we are making higher highs and higher lows, so we are bullish. So in this scenario, we can, or I will look for any kind of long trades if the price give me a break and close above the previous high. Once that happens, we are going to wait for a pullback into the recent broken zone, and once that happens, we can go to lower time frames, H4, H1, minute 15. Look for some kind of bullish price actions in order to go long in this market. That's going to be the possible scenario, which we are going to focus on natural gas. US oil, starting from here, we are going to say high low, high high, higher low, and then the price broke and close above this high, this high, this high, this high, all these highs. And right now, this was a zone which has been retested a couple of times in the past. So it was a strong resistance zone, and that's why we found some kind of rejections in this zone. Anyways, now if the price pull back lower into this broken zone, then once that happens, we can go to lower time frames at for H1, look for some kind of bullish price actions to go long in this market. That's going to be a possible trading setup that we can focus on. Otherwise, we can also wait for the price to give us a break and close above this resistance zone, and once that happens, we can wait for a pullback into the recent broken zone. Accordingly, we can go to lower time frames and look for some kind of bullish price actions to go long in this market. We can keep our target profit as the previous high of this uptrend. So that's going to be the possible scenario. Next, we are going to talk about the silver. Silver, starting from here, we have the low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, and then the price retested the previous resistance, previous high, or the lower high of this downtrend, and we already got rejections in this zone. So if now, as we can see, the price is making lower lows and lower highs. So if we talk about the possible trading setup in this market, so in that scenario, if the price gives us a break and close above the previous high, then we can wait for a pullback into the recent broken zone. As you can see, this is a strong zone. So in that scenario, we can wait for a pullback into the recent broken zone, and once that happens, we can go to lower time frames at for H1 minute 15, look for some kind of bullish price actions in order to go long. We can keep our target profit at the previous high, initial target profit. Accordingly, we can extend our target profit depending upon the market structure and the market behavior at the time. So that's going to be the possible scenario number one. In other case, if the price keeps going lower and give us a break and close below this one, then this is going to be a strong support zone. As you can see, these two lines, this is a zone which has been retested a couple of times in the past, and so it's going to be a very strong support zone. If the price keeps going lower, give us a break and close below the previous low, then we are going to expect some kind of bounce in this zone. Accordingly, once the price hit this zone, we can go to lower time frames and look for some kind of bullish price actions in this market to go long. Again, that will be a counter trend trade, so we will keep our target profit very short because the market is going down as it's making lower lows and lower highs, and we are looking for long trades in a bearish market. So we will keep our target profit very small. That's going to be the trading setup on the silver. Next, let's talk about the gold. In gold, on gold, starting from here, we have the low, lower high, lower low, and then we retested the previous resistance of the lower high of this downtrend, and right now the price is between this high and this low. So as I mentioned last week, if the price hit this now, if the price hit this zone, I'm not going to look for a short trade because the price made a high low as compared to the previous low. In this scenario, I will wait for, now in this current scenario, if the price keeps going higher, I will wait for the price to give me a break and close above this strong resistance zone. In that situation and scenario, I will wait for a pullback to the recent broken zone. Accordingly, I'm going to go to lower time frames and look for some kind of bullish price actions to go long in this market. That's going to be the scenario number one. The scenario number two is if the price keeps going lower, give us a break and close below the previous low on the lower low of this downtrend. And in that scenario, I will wait for a break and close below this strong support zone. And once that happens, I'm going to wait for a pullback into the recent broken zone. And once that happens, I'm going to go to low time frames for H1 minute 15 to look for some kind of bearish price actions in order to go short. We can keep our initial target profit as the previous low. Accordingly, we can extend our target profit depending upon the market structure at the time. So that's going to be the scenarios on the gold. Next, we are going to talk about the indices. First of all, we are going to start with the S&P 500. Starting from here, we have the high low and the high 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 low, high 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 low, high high lower low, because the price broken close below the previous low. So after that, like once the price made this lower low, we expected some bearish price action, but that didn't happen. The price immediately gave us a break and close above the previous high. So this shows that the market is very bullish and we are going to continue this uptrend. Anyways, right now we are like the price already broke and close above the previous high, and as you can see, the price already retested the recent broken zone. Now as you can see, this bearish price action, which we could have caught on the lower time frames. Let me tell you how. Now as we can see here, the price already almost, or you can say kind of, retested the zone, although I expected here the price to retest this zone as I marked with these two lines. This is where I expected the price to retest, and that's why I couldn't take trades here. But that is how it happens. The price retests this zone, and as we can see on the low time frames, like as we can see, this is a kind of good engulfing candle. If this like 2-hour engulfing candle could have been here, then definitely I would have taken this trade. But this candle happened above this zone, so I didn't take this trade. And as I mentioned, if this candle happened here in this zone, I would have definitely taken this long trade. Now let's see on the 1 hour. I think this 2-hour candle was the engulfing candle, which I could have taken this long trade based on. So that's about the S&P 500. Oh, okay, on the daily. So what I'm expecting at the moment, right now, the price is just like a broken close above this zone. So I will wait for the price to push a bit higher, and once I get a close at kind of this high, then we can wait for a pullback into the recent broken zone. And once that happens, we can go to lower time frames. H4, H1 minute 15, look for some kind of bullish price actions to go long in this market on the daily time frames. So that's going to be the possible scenario that we can focus on. On US30, let's start from here. We are going to say high, low, higher, high, higher, low, and then we have the higher high and higher low. And right now the price broke and closed above the previous high. Now same like the S&P 500, here also the price retested the recent broken zone on the lower time frame. And let me tell you what could have been done here as well, as we can see on the 4-hour time frame. So what happened? The price retested this recent broken zone. So let's see if we could have found any kind of trade here or not. Now as you can see on the 2-hour, this blue candle is a kind of candle based on which we can take a trade. And if we check on the 1 hour, also, as we can see, this is a kind of engulfing candle based on which we can have taken a long trade here. Now the trade can look like, once this engulfing candle was closed, as you can see, in this case the price retested the zone I marked. So definitely this is a trade I'm interested in every time in a pair. So as we can see, once this candle is closed, we can put our entry there, we can take our entry, and we can keep our stop loss just below the zone retest. And then the target profit, this is going to be the first resistance, as you can see by looking left. So this can be initial target, or actually it's going to be less than 1 to 1. So I think we can consider this one as our first resistance. As you can see, this is a zone which has been retested a couple of times in the past. So that's going to be the initial target. Accordingly, we can extend our target to this one or this one. As you can see by looking left, this could have been the zone. So as you can see here, definitely we could have both more than 1:2 risk reward. That could have been a very good trading opportunity here. So that was on the 4-hour chart. So what we are going to expect on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, as we have broken and closed above the previous high, so we particularly myself, I will wait for a more convincing break and close above this zone, and once that happens, we are going to wait for a pullback into the recent broken zone. And once that happens, we can go to lower time frames at 1 minute 15, look for some kind of bullish price actions to go long in this market. Initial target profit can be the previous high. Accordingly, we can extend our target depending upon the market structure at that time. So that's going to be the possible scenario on the US30, which we can wait for. Next, Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, starting from here, we are going to say it's going to be high, low, high, 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 low, high, high, low, high, high, low, low, lower, high, lower, low, and then the price broke and close above this high, and this high, and this high. So all the highs. And as we can see, after breaking close above all these high, the price already retested this resistance and support. So price already pulled back to this support and already gave us a bounce. So this could have been a trade, or you can say the bounce on the daily. This could have been a trade on the lower time frames H1, which we could have caught. And for now, what I'm going to wait for on the daily time frames, I'm going to wait for the price to pull back lower into this broken zone. And as you can see, this is going to be a strong support zone as it has been retested a couple of times. So if the price retests this zone, I'm going to go to lower time frames H1, minute 15, look for some kind of bullish price actions to go long. That's going to be the possible scenario, possible trading opportunity. I can focus on the daily. Now let's see if we could have caught these opportunities on the lower time frames or not. So let's see this bounce. So let's try to see. Suppose this was the opportunity here. This was the retest of this support. So on the 4-hour chart, if we see, we didn't have any good engulfing candle, nothing. Although it's a kind of engulfing candle, but like not very convincing. So yeah, this one look like this candle. As you can see, this is a candle which is like a very good engulfing candle. So based on this, which we could have taken the trade. So now let us see. Once this candle was closed, we could have taken the trade, putting entry there, stop loss just below it, and the first initial target can be this one. As you can see, this is going to be the resistance on the left hand side. The second target can be marked as this one. Now as we can see, this is a like retest of the zone. So if we had like stop loss very close, we might have stopped out of this trade, but this is how we can take the trade. As we like the price retest the zone on the higher time frames, we can go to lower time frames. In these situations, we are on 1 hour time frame. We find the engulfing candle. Once the candle gets closed, we take the entry, put our stop loss just below the zones, and on the same time frame, look for the resistance in case of bullish trades on the left hand side. I mean, to decide the target profit, we have to look left in order to find out the resistance. It's better to put our target profit just below the resistance. As I mentioned, here we can keep our first target profit, and accordingly we can extend our target profit to this one, because this is going to be the next resistance, and accordingly after this, the next resistance zone is going to be this one and this one together. So if after this one, if we have to extend our target, we can extend our target to this resistance. So that is how we can keep extending our target depending upon the market behavior and the structure. So this was the Bitcoin. Now let's talk about Ethereum. And now on Ethereum, starting from here, we have the high low, higher high, lower low, because the price broke and closed below the previous low. Now then the price broke and closed above the previous high or this high as well. So now because we made higher high, so we are continuing this long uptrend here. So in terms of the daily, because this is a kind of just bear break and close, but still if the price gives us a retest of this zone, then we can catch this move. And as we can see, the price is already approaching this zone. So what we can do, we can try to catch this move on the low time frame. So now, like as you can see on the low time frame H4 or H1, if we find suppose some kind of a bullish candle is in this zone, like the price keep approaching this zone, if we find some kind of bullish candle, we can take our entry after the closure of the bullish engulfing candle, keep our stop loss just below that zone or the candle low, and then we can keep our target profit first target profit can be this resistance. As we can see, this is going to be a resistance zone. Accordingly, we can extend our target profit to this one, or yeah, I think this is the zone, this is the highest point we have in this market at the moment. So this can be an initial target profit. As we can see, this is going to be a resistance zone. We can keep, if we look left also to find out the stop loss, then we can see these are going to be the zones which are going to act as a support if the price keep falling lower. So we can keep our stop loss just below these lows. So our stop loss can be just below here, plus depending upon where if we make a bullish engulfing candle or any kind of candlestick with the chart patterns, where we can take our long trades depending upon the bullish price action. So that's it, guys. This was the analysis on the Forex, Commodities, Indices and Cryptos market. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you're interested in finding out more trading setups on the daily, 4-hour and the 1-hour charts, then I will recommend you to join my Telegram channel. Link of the channel has been given in the description box of this video. And this is a channel where I regularly share trading setups from the daily, 4-hour and the 1-hour chart. So thank you, guys. Thank you for watching the video. See you in another video.